All right, I believe we're back. We just took a small break. We finished talking about everything national, so hopefully you guys caught that. If you guys are on YouTube, then please check out part one. Part two, here we go. This is the questions and answers section.
Hey,
We're going to start off.
right quick. Let me mention there's a tournament going on this Saturday in Maryland. We have a link to it on the Top Cuts Facebook page. Me and Pram will be there. We're doing live commentary. It's called the Pre-Nats Poke Smash. It's going to be at High Tide Games in California, Maryland. And it's $15 entry fee, but they got really great prize support. And I hope anybody from the area would want to come. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So you and Pram are both going to be there?
Yep.
Will we be live streaming?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. And do you have an approximate time?
You can find the details out on the Facebook
Registration
page.
begins at 11 a.m.
There we go.
Starts at noon.
Yeah.
Perfect. I can't wait to see you guys. That actually sounds pretty exciting to watch. And guess what? That actually ties into our first question or statement, actually, which was actually from Naveed Janati. He said, "Can't wait to see you guys down in Maryland for the tournament at High Tide Games." So, Naveed Janati, I'm sure that Potter and Pram are excited to see you too.
His nickname is Crims, by the way.
Remember we were telling you about that?
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
This guy's nickname is, he has it tattooed on his arm. So he says
My
he's
fan.
gonna,
My number one fan.
no.
That's who it is.
He's gonna beat you up when he sees you. Lay a smackdown on you.
It's cool, man. You know what? Tell him I'll send him an autograph whenever he wants. override the his current tattoo and just tattoo that one instead. I can't believe I have somebody that tattooed their name or my name on them. That's pretty cool. Liam Muller asks, "Is Articuno Garbodor still competitive?"
Still? Was it ever?
Wait, Articuno?
How dare you not know about Pokemon history?
It's very
Of course.
competitive, but it's only competitive during certain days of the week. Monday being one of them.
It's a weird deck, actually. It might actually not be so bad anymore because people are shifting over to Keldeo and Floatstone instead of Switch. Like, it used to be just bad because people play 4 Switch, so you just switch out of the paralysis. But now, maybe if people don't play Tool Scrapper and don't play Switch, then it might work.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never actually heard of the deck, obviously, but I'm probably the wrong person to ask about that. But you know what? It would take me by surprise if it was competitive, but I've seen weird things happen. That sounds kind of cool, though, like the deck in theory, anyways.
Yeah, the theory is you shut off all their abilities, like Keldeo's Russian, and then you just use Articuno's attack, which auto-paralyzes them for... It's 4 energy, and you have to have a Plasma, but it does 80 and auto-paralyze.
Cool.
Does
Kind
the
of a
deck also
lockdown.
play, Oh, never mind.
Now,
You can't play
The next
Dusknoir. The power would be shut off.
Yeah.
the next question's from Aaron Wing. He says, "All right, this one's for everybody. What's your favorite past format and why?" We've been asked this a few times in our show's history, but guess what? We've also been around for a couple of years, so we're allowed to have a couple of reruns. Thoughts? And you don't have to take too long on this. Remember,
I'll just tell you I have 2 favorite formats.
all right.
The format I like to play the most was the 2006 Worlds format. That was the most fun for me.
Can you remind me of what decks were in that format?
Mulok, Mutrick, LBS, Dark Tyranitar, Nidoqueen,
That was a fun format.
Yeah.
There are like 12 different viable decks.
Metagross with Electrode EX.
There's
Okay.
Meta Knight and Dragonite, too.
All right, man. That was a big format. I get it. There was a lot of
And
That was your first year Jason won.
yes, it was a very fun format. And the format I relish the most would be the 2010 Worlds format. So
that would be the format that I would hate the most if I was you. But
I cling on to my successes.
near misses. That's whatever that was. All
And
right.
he's got his deck printed. That's a success.
Yeah, man. Do you know how many people challenged me to that format? A ton.
Second place is the first loser, my friend. Potter,
I still
favorite
still got
format.
that deck
Since you've been around forever.
I haven't been around that long, as you kind of passive-aggressively mentioned, but you know, it was probably 2010 for me. There was SP, there was a bunch of viable Stage 2 stuff. I practiced a lot, and I feel like that's where I learned to play. That's where I learned to play the most. Champ, awesome card.
They printed the wrong mod shop, though.
Another format that I like a lot is last year's Worlds format, surprisingly. I built an awesome deck, Mewtwo, Shaman, Pachirisu, and it was fantastic. You could knock out an opponent's Mewtwo without them having any energy on it turn 1. It's fantastic.
I was destroying people with that deck in the open play area the day before Worlds or something like that. And actually, last year's Worlds format wasn't so bad, actually. You just had to know what you could and couldn't play.
All right, cool. That's an interesting take in your favorite past format. Drew.
I really like 2008 because of Gardevoir. My boy, that was probably the best I did ever in a year, at second at Nationals as well. And that was the first year I came back after missing a few years, so it really felt good to come back and do well that season. And I also liked, there was only 1 or 2 top decks. Gardevoir ruled most of the year, then Empoleon later. But I really liked that format. I thought it was very strategic. Woo!
Okay. Good answer. Kyle?
Well, I'm just gonna. This entire bag is filled with old decks.
Oh, this is
all right?
backwards. Gotta write it
Yeah.
backwards.
So, I've been thinking a lot about old formats lately. There aren't too many I don't like. 2011 is probably the one I hate the most. The one with just Typhlosion Reshiram. I hated that one. But otherwise, they're not so bad. 2006, probably the best one. There were so many viable decks and lots of options.
Is that the Metacham here?
Yep, Metacham. Oh yeah, Metacham.
Metacham was with Espeon that year, but
no.
it was in its heyday in 05.
You could use Metacham Bannet was a deck too.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
It was good.
Was Rocklock still playable in that here?
Yeah, it wasn't too great anymore. There were a lot of counters to it, but it was still one of the 12 viable decks, yeah.
All right. You know what? I like the year before that one. I like having the option to, man, Pidgey was amazing. That was in 2005, right? Pidgey?
2005,
06
6
as well.
Yeah.
Was it as playable in 2006? I thought there was something that, like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I loved Pidgey. Pidgey was... Man, that card was insane. It was my favorite card in the game. But at the same time, there was decks like Metacham, Hariyama. Just an insane format. Very, very cool. And you would expect that I would, say something like, oh, STS days or whatever. But the reality is that those formats were pretty good. I liked them. But that specific year, 2005, and I guess 2006 as well, it just had so many cool decks. It was my favorite time in Pokemon. I enjoyed playing the game a lot back then.
It was very
I
complex. Very complex back then.
I actually feel like 2006 was just 2005, but better.
Yeah, I
We
think
had
so
all
too.
the same decks, but there were more options.
2005 had my favorite decks.
I think
Hariyama, baby.
2005 was just eventually it just boiled down to like Metacham versus Nidoqueen. Those were just the 2 decks, I think. All the other stuff was pretty inferior. The turn 2 Metacham just shutting off all the powers was too powerful, but the only thing that could keep it in check was Nidoqueen with the Toxic for 1 energy. So when more stuff came out in the next sets, I felt like the game was a lot more balanced. But 2005 was good compared to other formats. I just like 2006 better.
I agree.
Cool. Bob Mann asks, what are your thoughts on Klinklang? It has good matchups against TDK, Darkrai, and Blastoise, which makes up most of the meta. I feel the deck is really underrated.
I don't know.
So do you guys feel like his assessment is accurate, that it has good matchups against
I don't
this
think
deck?
so.
You know, I wouldn't call them good matchups. With the emergence of Absol now, that really hurts it a lot. I mean, sure, you can knock out the Absol, get some counterplay there. Blastoise also has superior energy retrieval now, so they can kind of just go crazy putting all their energy on a Blastoise, and it's not that bad because they can get so many back, and then knock out the Klinklang. What do you guys think?
I'm inclined to agree with you. I do think Klinklang is underrated, but at the same time, I don't think it's strong enough to like knock these decks off their pedestal. Like, not only the Absol, but the Kyurem and Plasma. Like, they can do so much damage with that Kyurem. You can realistically knock out an EX in one hit. And even though it's weak to Metal, Cobalion EX doesn't apply the weakness with its second attack, so it's a lot weaker. So I just think it's probably like 50-50 with those decks, and it's got some real bad matchups. So it's a risky play, but it could pay off if you hit the right matchups, that's for sure.
Fair. All right. Now, James Proctor is asking for a shout-out to Grove Gamers Guild. They're letting us watch it on a big screen TV in the game store. That is cool. That is awesome. Big shout-out to Grove Gamers Guild. That's sick support.
That's moist.
Okay, nice.
Ben, how many? What's the count on it now?
Moist. I think I've said moist like 8 or 9 moists.
That last one stretch, man.
We'll see how many moists we get by the end.
All right, Samantha Nori asks, not to get sidetracked or anything, but what type of new rules requirements should be issued for shuffling before or during Top Cut matches, in your opinion? And do the Harlem Shake.
I think I gotta get a solution for this one.
All right. Here.
I think you should not be allowed to look face up through your deck between games. That's absolutely like a no. I don't think.
Wait, I'm sorry. You were saying?
I don't think you're allowed. I don't think you should be allowed to look at your face up through your deck, like sort through it at any point during between games.
What if you don't remember how many of a specific card that you play and you want to like?
I've never ran into someone who didn't know that.
like somebody who's borrowing a deck from somebody. Like, oh, wait, how many tool scraps does this deck play?
You have your mid-game search for that.
I mean, some might be able to argue something along the lines of like, what if I share sleeves with you? Like, what if you and I are playing against each other and we have the same, Black Ultra Plus sleeves?
Well, when you pile shuffle, you'll count to 60.
So you're saying, avoid that situation?
Yeah. And I think for mid-game shuffles, I don't really think there's a way to avoid declumping. Like the issue, that's such a. It's so hard to police someone on it that I think just let it be.
Okay.
But I think between game shuffles need to be strictly enforced.
Drew, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Pram. I think you shouldn't be allowed to shuffle your deck, pile shuffle your deck, riffle, and then look through your deck and declump. Like, that has to stop. Like
I think, yeah.
I'm not going to say you can't look through your deck, but if you look through your deck, you have to do, like, another pile shuffle or something like that. You can't separate the cards into where you want them to be.
Yeah, I think there should be a penalty, like, as soon as you do that. Like, instantly. For something.
Yeah.
A judge can stand behind the person and just see what they're doing, like how they're moving the cards around. And that's the same with in-game, too.
Agreed. I think, I'm talking more on a Swiss scale where that's not going to be available. Granted, the further rounds you get into Top Cut, I do believe there should be a judge behind each player, too, to make sure that would be like the one way to stop declumping. Would just be have someone behind the person watching what they do. And really, people just stop doing these things to begin with. But
we could
we're
just
not gonna
stream and record every game.
Yeah,
it's more views for people, and we get to see whenever somebody cheats.
All right, let me get Kyle's point of view.
I mean, pretty much what these guys are saying. I don't know if they are going to put in any new rules or anything like that. They're probably going to make a point about it. They're going to let everybody know that this kind of stuff isn't allowed.
No,
But
let me stop you right there because I think that the current argument that was made was there are no actual specific rules against this.
No, there are already rules against stacking your deck.
Well, okay, against stacking your deck, sure, but there's no rules against, say, declumping, or there's no
Well,
specific.
it's because declumping isn't categorized yet as stacking your deck,
Okay.
but it should be.
Okay. Continue, Kyle.
I agree with Pram that before a game, you shouldn't be able to look through your deck and separate into piles like that. That just screams cheating. Like, even if you shuffle afterwards, like, what is the point of that? At best, you look okay, or at best, like, it ends up just being random after you shuffle. But it's like, why would you do that if you're just gonna shuffle? Just shuffle your deck. Don't separate the cards out. It just looks like you're cheating. Makes everybody look bad. You're probably gonna get in trouble now for it. So I think it's just up to judges to kind of crack down on it. I think players are going to be a lot more aware. You're going to see a lot more people shuffle their opponent's decks. And I don't know something that's going to go away on its own, but I do feel like it's going to happen a lot less.
Oh man, I was gonna say we were going an entire stream without having some sort of like a video delay or something, but finally cracked. All right, now there's a lot of things that I want to say, but like I guess I'm gonna keep it short and say I don't think you can ever stop your opponent from looking at his deck face up between games. I think that's just not possible. Just the same way that you think that declumping is impossible to stop. Because yes, I mean, if I Ultra Ball, sometimes I even and I'm totally against declumping, but sometimes I even look at like a Squirtle. I put the Squirtle up front, then I look at a Kyurem. I put this Kyurem up front, and I debate between the two of them. And that's kind of how I let my brain function. So. You know, the moment that you have people that do that, declumping is just, it's going to be impossible to stop. There are going to be some guidelines that need to be issued. I think that judges need to be made more aware of this. I think that it's going to have to become a judge responsibility to take a look at this stuff and instantly, you know, start with a caution if you have to. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do a warning, but make sure that it gets progressively stricter. And eventually it should be forced to stop. Like, you know, if somebody declumps or if somebody, you know, does like a 5-pile shuffle that offers their deck or whatever, then hey, tell them, hey, you know what, don't do this, you know, shuffle your deck properly, etc. That's your caution. After that warning, after that DQ, etc. But you know, once that's taken care of, you have to inform the players that they need to shuffle their opponent's decks. I mean, the fact that this game is so casual and everything is nice, I really like that. I really like the fact that players really do have a friendly atmosphere when they're playing. But at the same time, you don't want to, just because you're being friendly with somebody doesn't mean that you can't take the game seriously. And if you're playing or you took the time out of your day to go to the tournament and play, you better, you know, treat it correctly. Just shuffle your opponent's deck. It doesn't take very long to do so. You're not going to be embarrassing yourself or you know, being rude to your opponent by shuffling his deck. It's just perfect tech. It's just good technique to have.
I remember you were playing against me in a draft, and you sat there and shuffled my deck for a good 30 seconds.
I did, and you know what? I would shuffle against my mom if I played against her in a tournament. It's second nature to me now. If you present a deck to me, I'm just gonna grab your deck and shuffle it. It's just a couple overhand shuffles, nothing major, just to make sure that it's properly randomized. And I did read a comment on this chat. It's gonna remain nameless, but the person said, hey guys, you know, there doesn't need to be a big debate about this. Just you shuffle properly and there won't be any clumps. That's exactly what somebody said right now. And the thing is, you know what? There might be clumps, and that's the thing is that's what a random deck is. A random deck has a random assortment of 60 cards. It could actually potentially be, you know, 4 rare candies stuck together. You never know, but it is random, and that's the beauty of it. And it can happen to you. It can happen to your opponent. If it can't happen to you and it can happen to your opponent, that's where there's a problem, and that's what we need to fix. The fact that you say no, I will not let, you know, my 4 rare candies be stuck while your opponent might, because he's the one that's randomizing his deck and you're not. So hopefully we did shed some light on the situation, and hopefully you people would take this game a little bit more seriously when it comes to that type of stuff. I honestly strongly dislike it when I see comments like, oh no, you know, they learned their lesson, or oh they didn't mean to cheat or whatever. You know what? Let's just not give people the benefit of the doubt here, and let's just focus on righting the wrongs.
I feel like it's almost second nature to feel like oh man, I don't want to draw a bad hand, and like your first reaction sometimes is to like separate those cards out if you don't know any better. And a lot of people are just like, what's the big deal? I'm just spreading some cards out. It's not going to change much. And you don't realize that it actually is. It's pretty much it's cheating. Like you're taking away those possibilities to draw the bad hands, and that's like you give yourself an unfair advantage. And I think a lot of people just kind of brush it aside. And they're like, that's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, and that's kind of what we're trying to say.
Exactly. Now, moving on, the next question is from Andrew Huss. He asks, who can do more push-ups, Ben or Crims? And, you know what, I would talk some smack normally. I would be like, hey, you know what, we can do this anytime, anywhere. I have a webcam, so does he. But the fact is
you say push-ups?
Yeah, push-ups.
That's you, man.
Yeah, the fact is there's video
evidence. I'm a big guy. I'm
big guy too, baby. There's video evidence of me actually doing push-ups on my Facebook page. And I actually did push-ups against a certain member of the Top Cut.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Pram and our friend Kelly, who is actually Drew's girlfriend, were just randomly doing push-ups, and they videotaped it without our knowledge, I believe. So it's actually on my Facebook page right now. It's a pretty funny video. So there is evidence that I'm a big guy. Next time we're at it
together, we're both doing push-ups.
Done.
First to 5 wins.
I'm pretty sure, not to do my own horn or anything, but maybe Drew can stand a chance. Other than that, see these guns, baby? They're not just for show.
We'll see.
These aren't Gino Lombardi guns, all right, boys? These guns are actually, they pack some punch.
Oh.
Kidding, Gino. Please don't beat me up, bro.
Fired. He'll be able to beat you up in the time it takes him to make a vine.
All right, and oh man, this is gonna be a good one to pronounce. Anojan Satgunalingam. So kind of like Gangnam Style, but not. New to the game. What is meant by stacking? So please define stacking while I look for another question, boys.
Stacking is when you take the cards in your deck and you put them in a certain way that gives you an advantage. Like, let's say you draw your 7 cards and you have Machop, Rare Candy, Machamp, Fighting Energy, Pokemon Catcher. And like back in the old days you could play Rare Candy on the first turn and you could just go crazy. Now that's really good hand because you get to evolve into Champ immediately and immediately have an advantage over your opponent. It's when you make the cards go in a certain order to give you a higher chance or 100% chance of getting that. It's versus a random chance based on randomly having cards in your deck.
Okay, yeah, well said. Anybody want to add on?
I think it's important to differentiate. There's like different kinds of stacking. Be defined as like sometimes there's people who actually like put cards on top of their deck so that you draw specific cards. And I think the examples that we've noticed recently is more of just kind of making sure you don't draw a bad hand in general. Not necessarily drawing those specific cards that you need, but making sure that your deck is evenly distributed so you're always going to draw a playable hand.
Yep. All right, boys. Here's the next question from Hip Talks Laser. He says, "G'day, mates. 2 questions. 1, what are your thoughts about all the suspensions that occurred this year? Who deserved their suspension? Who didn't? Do all the suspensions reflect poorly on the players or TPCI or both? And number 2, why didn't any of you pick Henry Power in the draft?" So, Kyle, do you want to take this one first?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to think of everybody who had suspensions this year. I know Andrew Newman was one of them. He has a long history in the game of just a shady history of breaking the rules. He has been banned before. He was banned back in 2006 or 2005 for collusion at an event. I've been told by people that they've always known he's cheated, but they've never really had hard evidence to get him banned. And He cheated on camera, so he's finally
Go
gone.
figure.
I think that one is pretty justified. I don't think anybody can argue that one.
That one's a lifetime ban, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's good.
The other one is Martin Moreno, who also has a long history of doing shady stuff. I don't know exactly the details of why he got banned. And I know he did a lot of questionable
Oh,
things
good
at
time for
tournaments,
Kyle to drop
and,
out of the call.
I think anybody who's known Martin over the years... Can you not hear me?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Just do the Martin thing
All right.
again. Or you can skip
Yeah.
it.
Martin Moreno is another one. I think anybody who's known him has known he has a real shady past. He's done a lot of questionable things at tournaments. A lot of people feel actually uncomfortable around him at tournaments. Feel like he might be a danger to people at events. I'm not sure exactly what he did to get banned this time, because he was banned before as well. I've heard all sorts of things, but I gotta think that one is well deserved as well. He's basically, it was just a liability to have him at tournaments, I think, and I can't blame Pokemon for getting rid of him too. I think
Alright.
the big ones were
The more recent ones,
Conley,
anyways.
yeah, Conley and Alex Freza. But I've talked enough, so I'll let you guys take care of those.
All right, anybody?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, those two, they did something stupid, and it's just kind of a slap on the wrist for them, almost. It's like, what, a year, half a year, something like that?
We call that a slap on the wrist. They had
Well, I mean,
invites
it's a big deal. Alex did have a Worlds invite.
Well, I mean, like you just can't sign up under someone else's name.
Yeah.
Like,
Not only that, then they lied about it.
yeah, and then you lie about it. Like, you just can't do that. I mean, so considering what went on, I think it's pretty fair.
So you're not
I mean-
saying slap on the wrist necessarily. You're saying, you know what, they cheated, they do the time now.
Well,
Well,
yeah, I mean, they didn't cheat, sorta, but they did something that you can't do, and for various reasons. Their reason was more innocent, but at the same time, you can't do it. So
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that that situation happened. We can get into details about whether it could have been prevented or not. I'm sure, but that's a story for another day. I do think it's sad that Conley and Martin Moreno, both national champions, have been banned. I think it's sad for the game, not necessarily for them personally, but I think it's sad for the game because you never want to see a champion get suspended or whatnot. And honestly, people should just shape up, man. Like that Newman scenario, I really hope it's an isolated incident. The Martin scenario, completely different from Newman, but at the same time, I mean, he's a special case in his situation, and I hope that again is an isolated incident. I hope people treat themselves and others with more respect in tournament areas, and hopefully people learn that you don't get away with with murder, essentially. And the Conley and Alex Freza situation. First of all, you don't lie. I mean, that's just you if you did something wrong, fine, you suffer the consequences or whatever. But especially if it was I don't want to say insignificant because it was definitely significant. But if it was as what was it? There wasn't any victims. It was like a victimless crime, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
So
I think a lot of people would say that their ban initially was probably way overboard for what they did.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect thing to say. But then
Uh,
afterwards, the way they handled it afterwards, that's what I think constitutes a ban. And I was a part of the club that said, you know what, that's too strict. That seems silly. That seems a little bit outrageous. And then, go figure. More details came out, and then I can't stay on board there. I can't keep defending them. That just it basically slapped me in the face by telling by lying to me and having me be put my name on the line by backing them or whatever, and not just necessarily myself but everybody else that did so I hope we all learn from every single one of these mistakes. I hope that when Con and Alex do come back, they they learn from that mistake and they never make it again. And you know what, that one could have definitely been avoidable. That one, I think it leaves the most sour taste in people's mouths. But at the same time, there's not much you can do. There's not much you can really do to defend him either after the incident happened.
Yeah, there have been some really stupid bans in the history of the game. This one stands out. Cena signing up for too many pop IDs and getting banned. That still takes the cake. But yeah, this one was just it's mind-boggling actually. Like to get banned over a pre-release for signing up under someone else's name, like that by itself is just absurd to me that someone could get banned over that. But yeah, the way they handled it, like I was on their side at the beginning. I was like, man, it's a silly ban. Like I was behind him. I was going to support him, and then more info came out, and it turns out they're lying to everybody. So, hey, I mean, you sealed your own fate with that one.
Here. Now, the Henry Pryor situation. Oh, boy. Why didn't you guys pick him? Huh? I'll tell you why I didn't pick him, because there was too many All-Stars, man. Everybody's so good at this game. It's ridiculous.
We don't pick up tier 2
Pryor
players.
was on my list. Henry Pryor was on my list.
Dang, tier 2? So high.
That might be a little high. Tier 3. We don't pick up tier 3 players.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't overlooked. I'll say that much. I'm pretty sure a lot of us had.
I know. We looked at him, and we were like, no.
I had like 4 different people for my last round pick. He was one of them. I went with Bianchi instead.
Yeah, so, you know what? It's not a knock on anybody. Like, there's so many players, so many really, really good players that didn't get picked.
I mean, it really just came down to, did he have 2 buys?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's right. Whoops.
I think Pram would have picked him, but he overlooked him. Let's go that far. But again, Pram's ego wouldn't let him pick anybody over himself. So.
I think I would have picked Sam if I forgot about him.
All right, so hopefully that answers your question. Like I said, so many good players. Next question.
It's hard to predict how first-year Masters player is going to do. He's had a heck of a season, but I went with more sure picks, I think.
Yeah, exactly. How do you think Rats will do at Nationals, Kyle? Kevin Cranberry Murphy asked that one.
I gotta say, the Rats are powerful, but I don't see him going too far at Nationals. There's just too many rounds with those low HP Rattatas and those Dynamos. I don't know if they can survive.
Countered a lot, isn't it?
Huh?
It's being countered a lot, right? Like people are just playing like this plasma deck that just is made to beat this Rats deck. And
yeah, I know, man. They're just playing all these things that just do more than 60 damage. I mean, it's unfair. The people are countering it, and that's just the world we got to live in.
Yeah. The people that actually built the plasma deck specifically to counter the Rats deck did such a good job that they kind of diminished Rats to a tier 3 deck, and somehow plasma is still tier 1. So I think it's just kind of like it's there. It stays tier 1 because it immobilizes the poor Rats.
Yeah.
I'll say though, it can catch people off guard. If you haven't played against it, it can definitely catch people off guard. That's for sure. It's the plasma matchup. It's not as bad for Rats as you would think. I've seen the Rats take down quite a few Thunderous and Deoxys, so I wouldn't take it lightly.
Do you want to do the 10 game matchup again? I'll go
sure.
ahead.
So you're playing right now? Let's go.
I'll get back to you. All right. Next question is from Christopher Penner. Are any of you considering going rogue for Nats? Would an anti-metagame deck with metal, fighting, and grass be too risky for you to consider playing?
I think you can win. I'll play it.
Yeah, if you got a good rogue deck, send it my way, and I'll look into it. And if I think it's good, I'll play it.
Metal, fighting, and grass, huh?
Sounds like a ho-oh deck.
Yeah, this sounds like a ho-oh deck to me. Sounds like a ho-oh deck that I built and tried for Battle Roads. Don't do it. I tried.
All right, the next question is from Richmond Hale. He asks, what are your opinions on how the person who goes first having the advantage? Yeah, that's what he asked. Do you think that the person who goes first should not be able to draw on the first turn, or any other way of making it less overpowered? So he's just asking, is there any way to change the turn 1 rules?
I think you'd have to investigate the situation very thoroughly. Like, we all have our ideas, but we don't know whether those ideas are good. But I don't particularly like the state of the turn 1 situation, but it's something we'll just all have to live with until something else comes up.
I think the no draw thing would actually be really good in a different format, maybe with different cards in the format, with different supporters, and maybe less draw, less powerful things. But in the current format, it doesn't do much, and I don't like it. That it's obviously you just want to go first. I don't really know what you would do to fix it, though.
Drew?
Yeah, the first turn rules have changed a lot over the years. Anyone that's played, I think you couldn't draw first turn for a while. That was a thing, so that actually happened. And then I think you couldn't play
No supporters.
no trainers or supporters going first either for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
There was a time when it was both.
Yeah.
No card and no supporters.
Yeah. So you wanted to go second for a while, and then they keep changing it. They haven't been able to figure it out. So we're just hopefully they will figure it out one day. Like Pram said, there's a ton of different options available. I don't know what's right. I hope they get it right eventually though, because this is not right.
That's right. Kyle?
Woohoo!
Yeah, I do feel like something should be done. I think pretty much everyone can see that there's a big advantage to going first. Obviously, there's no drawback. So, personally, my favorite option is just no supporters if you're going first. I think that kind of balances things out. I don't think there's ever going to be a perfect way to balance it. You don't want to go too far and give the person going second the advantage, because that just kind of defeats the whole purpose. But hopefully they change something. I don't know.
I would like to see them not deal damage on the first turn if you're going first. I think that one's fair. It eliminates the turn 1, knockout possibility, and that's a huge step forward and in the right direction anyways. And you know what? To add on to that, if you win the coin flip, I would like to see them, once there is a drawback, I would like to see them say, you know what, you get to choose to go first or second. So
You used to do that too.
Yeah. So you add a drawback to going first, and then in order to ensure that winning the coin flip doesn't screw you over, you win the coin flip, you get to choose what you get to do before obviously.
Does that even matter though?
What do you mean?
What?
Currently? What do you mean?
Why would that make a difference if you got to choose?
Because you might have an aggressive deck that wants to attack first. You never know. So in order to negate the possible downside of it, you just add that simple caveat.
Think of like the 2010 format, where everybody played Call Energy and Collector. Like, if you could choose who goes first, you would look at your hand. If you had a Call Energy, you would probably just want to go first, since you could just get your basic side anyway. If you went second, then you could play like a Collector to get all your basics. So
It makes sense.
Yep. So that's a good question. Anyone brave enough to play Quad Snorlax quickly?
No.
it's a great one.
Yes,
I would play it.
I'm brave enough,
But you ain't
but
doing
I'm
it.
not smart enough. I don't even have to stack my deck then. It's all trainer, so I'm always gonna draw them. Put my deck in order? Okay.
Graham, Kyle Haverland's bringing the heat with this question. He says, you don't pick Tier 2 Henry Pryor, but you pick Tier 5 Pram?
Well, we have to pick one sleeper pick. Someone
No, you
who's...
don't. No, you don't.
Sure you do. And, we really went with the picks of deck choice here. All Blastoise all the time. I don't know if they're going to play Blastoise or not, but I'm sure at one point within the year they've played Blastoise at a
Henry
tournament.
Pryor played Blastoise.
He did.
Poor Pryor.
I've also,
He would have fit
Blastoise.
really well on your team.
But Henry doesn't have any buys. Oh, wait.
There may have been some
Any more sorry
overlooks.
excuses?
But
I don't know what your excuse is, Pram. Henry would have fit very well on Pram stackers. I think you made a mistake.
ooh, I don't know.
You're right. Oh goodness.
Yeah, you're right. He would have.
Just didn't make you made a mistake, Pram.
I did. You know, we needed another Pram stacker on the stacking team.
On Team Stagger. Oh boy. Was that? You were gonna say something, Kyle?
No, I just said I agree.
Oh, okay.
Let's be fair. You two, Krim and Drew, you would have picked yourself if you were going.
No.
It's debatable.
Debatable.
You would have. Kyle's the only one who's weird enough not to pick himself.
I know I'm past my prime, man. It's over.
Yeah, I'm
I feel
sure
like I
you
was
said
there
that in
15
2011 too.
Probably
So,
did.
Hey,
He's like, I probably won't do well. Oh, I
tell
got
you what, I would have picked myself. I would not have picked myself because I would have been the number 1 overall pick. So I wouldn't have even had the opportunity to pick myself.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Of course.
This would have been just like Pram.
I picked myself late.
3rd round.
Yeah, that's late.
All right. So sorry, Pram overlooked you. If he had, I'm sure you would have made the team.
Nope, I'm pretty sure I still would have picked Sam over.
All right. And the final question is from Anthony J. Caspinello. He says, if you were to make custom T-shirts for your draft teams to wear at Nationals, what would be on them? So you each get to pick your own imaginary custom T-shirt. Think about it. It's the final question. Take your time.
My face. It's just a picture of my face.
It would be
you do have it like a cake face. So it would
mine would be like maybe a trophy with 2 nickels on it.
Okay. That would be the Pram one and the Potter one.
I think the Nature Boys would feature me on the front of the T-shirt and a Speedo with
In a Speedo.
doing a flex, and then above it would say "Woo," and underneath it would say the Nature Boys.
There would be a jet in the background.
No
There's a
love for your boy
limousine.
Rick?
The back of the T-shirt is like a collage of Rick. There's like a limo. There's a jet. It's all mishmash of stuff.
An awesome bathrobe.
Yeah, a bathrobe. Yes. Maybe some feather boas. I don't know.
All right. Kyle?
I haven't thought of anything. You go ahead first, Crib.
Oh, man. On the spot. All right. Mine would have some delicious... I'd have Fergie, who stole my nickname, by the way. I came up with Crimalicious way before Fergalicious, I promise you. She would be eating some, like, awesome snacks or something like that. Just, like, you know those, like, really sexy poses where like, the girl's just, like, eating I was going to say banana, but it could be a cookie or something. It could be a cookie or an ice cream cone or something
You're
like
gonna wear this to a tournament?
She would be fully clothed, all right? She wouldn't be wearing... Oh, so Drew can wear a Speedo and that's okay. but I can't have Fergie eating an ice
Nature
cream
boy, all right?
What the heck? Oh, no. It would be Fergie, you know, eating an ice cream cone, letting it drip down onto her. Maybe a Pillsbury Doughboy underneath her, saying "woohoo" because he's delicious, and then the bouncing cat, somewhere in the picture, while bouncing. I would make a like one of those things where he just keeps bouncing on me. I don't know how. That would be my T-shirt. Just.
Your T-shirt secretly costs like $2,000.
One of those T-shirts where you like look at it from one side and then you like move.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
like the picture changes.
Oh yeah.
Those cheap things. Kyle.
Kyle, you're up, buddy.
So on my shirt would say the Primetime Pukas, and then on the back we'd have Crim's face, but then a line through it. You know, like a like the circle around it and a line through it. Yep.
That's it? That's her shirt?
Yeah, our only goal is to finish higher than you. I don't even care about winning.
I figured you might have like a sniper rifle and maybe like prime time
To your head.
stabbing you in the back or something like that.
There's an image of a sniper rifle next to your head. Is that what you're going at?
No, I was just figuring that you might make a what is it, an alliteration or something like that to the old days where you, me, and Primetime himself would be playing Halo and maybe have a sniper rifle on me or something like that. Maybe stabbing me in the back for once. I don't know, man.
You were a jerk. I'll say.
Where did the little chart go? Did you really take away the chart, Pram?
I have it saved. Do you want to look at it?
Yeah, put it back up on the stream so that people can look at it one last time.
Okay.
And that's actually going to be the end of the show. I know it was a long one. Actually, it was really long. It was like almost 3 hours. But you know what? We had a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys did too. Did we ever come up with a wager?
We did not.
Oh man, people let me down, man. I was going to say illusion, by the way. I read that in the chat. I was going to say illusion. I wasn't sure if it was illusion.
I was waiting for the alliteration. I didn't hear anything.
There it
I
is.
said alliteration.
Huh?
I said alliteration.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh. Now I know what you meant. Yeah.
I put the.
Yeah, my
Good
mistake.
prime time. Where's the third one?
Anyways, the primetime Pukas could have definitely had an allusion to my boy Primetime in him, but it's all right. My beautiful
there in
mug on the
spirit.
t-shirt is pretty good. Wow, yeah. You guys let me down, chat. You guys let me down. I really wanted to have a cool bet. Hopefully, somebody can come up with it in the near future. If not, then we're gonna have to come up with it ourselves, and we're very clever, so it's not gonna be very fun. So, anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really do appreciate, or we all really do appreciate you all tuning in and spending your Thursday night with us. I know we don't do it very often anymore, but you know what? We save it for special occasions, and it's hard to get any more special than right before Nationals time. I wish I could make it. I really do. Unfortunately, I can't. Did take the year off, though, so I guess that comes with the package. I will hopefully never miss another one again as long as I live, and I will hopefully live to see 100 years old. So that's a lot more tournaments coming up for me. And you know what? I might not be able to see you guys there, but I'll be there in spirit. I hope that whenever they, if they do sign any playmats or anything like that from the top cut, they make a little smiley face next to my name or something like that. You know, kind of keep the Crim's dream alive. At Crims23, follow me on Twitter. I'm not that interesting anymore. I've kind of lost a lot of my my passion for tweeting, but that's all right. I still tweet every once in a while, and get at me. I will gladly follow you back because I follow. God, I'm really resorting to that. Oh no, I can't believe I just said that. No, but I really will follow you guys back because I love having more Pokemon players on.
You're like one of those people back in the MySpace days, man. You're like, comment on my picture, I'll comment on yours.
I'm back on yours. Oh, this is the new low. You guys are seeing it here first. The new rock bottom for Crims23. All joking aside, though, please, follow me if you're interested in following us. We want to increase the Pokemon demand for Twitter. I think Pokemon really needs to take advantage of Twitter as a cool media source, and social media is just it's right there, and Pokemon needs to jump on board. So, anyways, please listen to these guys. I know they're a little bit more boring than me, but it is what it is. Drew, take it away.
Woo! Alright, guys, thanks for watching. If you're going to Nationals, I'll be there, so come up, say hi. I'm not going to be playing, so I'll be available all the time. Hopefully I can do some interviews or something. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing for Nationals, but it should be a good time. I look forward to meeting everybody. Follow me on Twitter as well. Go ahead and unfollow Crim and follow me. That's
what the Crim
a good
hate.
Life move. Good life
You and I are
move
supposed
for
to
you.
be brothers, man. We're the retired guys. We're the old folk. We're the guys that are going to be high-fiving each other when we see a nurse bending over to pick up one of our canes in the retirement home. That's supposed to be you and me. We're the brothers that just kind of look down, say, "Ah, yeah, woo."
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
I would do that, man, but you abandoned me at Nats. Who's gonna hang out at the embassy with me all day?
It's true, man. I know. I really do
disappointing.
regret.
Disappointing. So yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And go ahead, Ben.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I don't really have much else to say. Oh, I'm gonna try to do a lot. I'll be vlogging my nationals experience. You know, I'm gonna try to put at least one out every day. Something big happens, I'm gonna put one out when I get knocked out. If I get knocked out, I'm gonna put one out. I'm gonna put one out on the trip. It might be adult content only. I should rephrase that. Like mature audiences only. You know, I can't control what people say, so if they blurt out a curse word here and there, but I'm gonna record that maybe on my phone, or maybe I'll have another camera or something, and it should be an awesome journey of defeat or victory. One of those two ways.
All right.
Take it away, Mike.
All right, so follow me on Twitter at ttcpram. If you want to hang out with Ben and I this weekend, we're going to be in California, Maryland at the High Tides Pre-Nats Poke Smash. It's on Saturday, and you can find all the details on our Facebook page, on the High Tides Facebook page, so on our website. So it's all out there. If you want to attend, great prizes, all that.
Give High Tide Games a like on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's an awesome store.
Yeah, the store is very nice. I've been there, and I would recommend. So definitely worth the trip. And if you don't see us there, you can watch us on stream, and then you can maybe say hi to us at Nats if you're going to Nats. Always great to meet you guys. And that's pretty much it. Take it away, Kyle.
Yep, just to echo what Pram and Ben are saying, if you're in the Maryland area, please check out that tournament High Tides game. They actually have a lot of great prizes on the line. I saw he posted in their thread on PokeGym, if they get 70 attendees, some guy's going to give away his collection. Like, it's got a 10 PSA graded Charizard, a Shadowless one. That thing's worth.
Yeah, he's giving that one away. Yeah,
Wow.
That's worth the
incredible.
trip.
Shadowless Charizard, PSA grade 10.
Yeah, I saw
really
he linked
sick.
the one that's sold on eBay for like $500. So
Yeah.
that's
Dude, this is
worth
an
it if you're in
exciting
the area.
tournament, man.
Yeah, we're gonna stream it, right, guys? So
Yeah.
So definitely tune in over the weekend. The other big announcement in the Pokemon world is the Klaczynski Open. Jace Klaczynski is hosting the first really huge unsanctioned tournament. It's going to be in the Chicagoland area. So definitely check that out. There's going to be tons of prizes. It's going to be a 2-day event. You should definitely sign up if you're in the Chicago area. Make a weekend out of it. It's on Labor Day weekend. Pre-registration or just registration is online right now. So definitely support this. This is a big step for the Pokemon TCG. If this event can be a success, then more can happen like it. We can get our own tournament circuit, stuff like that, and this is just is a stepping stone to bigger and better things. So definitely support that if you can. That'd be great. And we're going to be streaming that tournament as well. Otherwise, we'll see you guys at Nationals. I'll be there. We'll all be there except for Krim. We'll be there if you want to come say hi.
Please.
Huh?
Keep rubbing it in, please.
Sorry, I can't false advertise. But yeah, if you want an autograph or something like that, we'll be there the whole weekend. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, Top Cut Pokemon, and check out our website, thetopcut.net. Please follow us on Twitch TV if you're not already. And until then, we're going to see you guys at Nationals. So take care and good luck if you're going.
Peace out.
Later, guys.
Later.
Peace.